Right on. Right. Come and sit down. Come and sit down. You let your rubber mine?
Yeah, yeah. He's a right little pet, you know, once you get him in the car.
Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Just spoke to the other side, is it?
Yeah, she's out clear, so yeah.
Way up there,
yeah, we're there, Jay.
You know, first off, what you do when they announce the farms are up for sale on how many sections and how many sheep there is. Then you've got to write into the FIDC for application forms, and you get them, and there's a long string of questions on them that you've got to fill in. How much money you need for living on, how much you intend to spend on fencing. After the interview, you don't know what's happened. You haven't any idea at all if you've been good, bad or indifferent. And then it's a matter of waiting. You might have to wait maybe hours But other times you can wait up to a week, fortnight. And that's when things, get you real touchy. Because you don't know what's going to happen. It's actually when Fox Bay went. It came over the RT one evening that so many people had been successful and got it. Going through the first 3 sections that I went for, there was no one mentioned because they were stopped from telling everyone because it hadn't been officially announced. And I waited close on another week before the papers came out. And when I got the paper and opened it and found it successful, I still couldn't believe it. My wife, I think she read the letter about 6 times that day before she could sink in that we had been successful in getting a piece. My great-grandmother, she was born on Keppel Island in the missionary days, and it was her mother and father that actually came from Scotland. So in what year, I just don't know what year they came out here or how they came out. My wife came out 25 years ago to marry me from England. Came out in the AES. The cargo ship that used to come out from England to take all the wool back to UK. The passage rate them days was £115 first class. We got married at Charters 4 days after my wife landed in the Falklands. Now, the repayment back on the farm each year is roughly about £9,141.91. That's without any interest put on it, which left the farm with £2,964.45 left in pocket, which is spare. So that leaves you just not quite enough to pay the following year's freight for the wool home. And then we had to go then into what was going to do with everything. This is roughly the cost of the fencing. And then the names of all each fence to each camp, what the margins were.
back here.
Right.
Pull it back.
Buddy, come on.
Your pass is supposed to be sliding off, Go where's it? Patch with past the end.
But there's a few farms on the east, Rincon Grande and Salvador. The owners of them two farms, they were in the islands here all the time. But barring for a couple of other small island farms, they all landlords were absentee. Some never ever seen the islands, never seen the farms at all. The only thing that they ever seen of their farms was the money from the wool clips. That's the only thing they ever seen. They never knew what their stock was, or never seen their employees or anything. There was no link at all. The only person they seen every so many years was the manager that they had on the farm. And that's why they've been trying to get the islands split up and sold to local people in the islands here. Because for 100 and whatever it is, 50 years, nearly all the money that's been made in the islands here is gone overseas. The only thing that's ever stopped in the islands here is been a tax on the wool. Come in! Come in!
Hello.
Good day.
I've actually got a urinal.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I might be able to stick with the one I've got.
Because I don't want that, say.
No, it's not much good to you, is it?
No, it's no good to me really.
I've just got the wall urinal, but
Oh yeah.
that should be sufficient. If you've got the bog,
Yeah, I got the bottom.
toilet, you've got the bottom piece.
The bottom piece. I've only got one full one in here, and I'd like to hang on to that one for the shearing shed, say.
Which feet?
This one is from the UK, this actually is. But I look if they had a hub the other day. Do you think I can think where I put it?
I know.
But it's around somewhere.
Oh, the bearings are the same as the one you got from me?
Yeah.
Ah, oh, that's
See,
a different ball game
See,
altogether.
it's not the same size axle in that size as the one that's
Actually,
on
now
it.
looking at it, it looks a bigger deal, doesn't it?
See, because you're
A lot bigger.
yeah, that's a rifle one, that is. But these bearings and hubs all fit to that trailer I got from you.
Ah, yeah. Oh, he's no good to me really then. Because he won't be able to find the bloody bearings, would I?
That's what I was wondering, but
Wouldn't say no to this though.
I'll take you into the store. There used to be another partition, there used to be a bathroom and all in there, and the single felt was here. Instead of living in the cookhouse, he lived in the store all the time. Yes, we used to do his bookwork and everything down here. What's that, nearly half an inch thick. You would have, it would cost you a small fortune to buy that and to put a floor down like that now, that type of wood. Some of the woods in here and some of the shelves down over there, they're 15, 16 feet long, them boards, and they're an inch thick. What type of wood it is, I don't know. It's not ordinary sandy point wood. It's some other type of wood. I got real surprised when I was taken down for the lengths of the shelves and all sort of widths. There's some boards here up to 11 inches wide. And it's a long time since I've seen any 11-inch wide wood come to Falklands. 1973, this is all the correspondence between the storekeepers here, who was here, and the Falklands Company in Stanley, way back for years old. Like a souvenir for anyone. This is the way they used to do their accounts out. This one's got torn, but that's how they used to check their accounts every month. Up in the loft there, there's books and books of it, parcels of it up there. Now that's a little bit of roundabout way to get down there, so you should carry on that. You fly out to big farms, you see an awful amount of ground that hasn't even got a sheep on it. You might cover, say, Fox Bay West here before it was sold, where you'd hardly see a sheep when you flew across. Even when you're fairly low, then you see a big bunch somewhere. Well, that means there's an awful lot of ground that wasn't getting used. And this is what the small farmers are doing. They're fencing the big camps up, and they're using all their ground. They're not just using whatever the sheep want to run on. The sheep's got to go where the farmer wants the sheep to be. And that means that he's getting use of all his ground, not just some of it. And that's one of the reasons why he's putting out a bigger wool yield and also running a lot more sheep, because he's making use of everything.
Journalists are to visit the Falklands. Mr. Philippe Châtenay of the French magazine Le Point is visiting the islands from the 21st to the 31st of March. His visit is one of a series paid for and organised by the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Mr. Châtenay will be having interviews with His Excellency the Governor, the Chief Executive and the General Manager of FIDC. He will receive a briefing about the defence of the islands from HQ Biffy and will tour RAF Mount Pleasant.
Let me release this up here. When you pull it back, let it slam forward.
Yeah. You just press them, do you?
Yeah, push them through.
Left hand?
Yeah. Whole body shook.
I wonder where that lot went.
How many did you put in there?
5.
3
hammerheads there. So look, see when
Put some circles. Oh, you got your pen.
See, this is not as rough as what it is just over there.
Yeah.
And I reckon this is, if you notice, the animals seem to concentrate more on this side than what the ditching what they do on that side. Now, if I want to get that side the same as this, I mean I'll have to run a fence down up, just up across here, from the corner up to this corner, and put the sheep on that side, and I'll end up with a more finer and level piece of ground. Now, like you, if you want good green grass and the white ground here, if you burn it, so you burn all the white off, all dead off,
Yeah.
you get the nice green grass come back. But if you can stock it heavy with sheep, you'll get this well. Once you get it once, you've got all the time, providing you keep doing it, providing you keep putting the sheep in and getting it really cropped down. Now from here, these is where I'll be taking my mutton from, and the real old ones I'll be taking some off for feeding my dogs and that with. There's a seepage into here from a big pond just over the hill here. Here's what come out of that one. That pipe must be blocked as well. One ditch is running down there, and there's one coming up here, and I want to see where this one goes to. That hill over there in the fog over there, that's still in my ground, in this section here. This is the salt arm. This one. I know one of them out here they call the bluegrass. You get that up on the mountain a lot. But I don't think that's actually down here.
What are these red berries then?
These are diddle-dee berries. A lot of people use them for making jam out of. Making diddle-dee jam. They're fairly bitter. You ever tried them? They're fairly bitter jam. There's a lot of iron in them. But the sheep, they eat a lot of them. They do, and so does the geese. Now, if you look this way, as you come down the hill, you'll see the white grass strip, and then a dark piece come right along. Well, where the dark bit just disappears, and then you look along and you'll see a slight another dark bit. Well, that's where we're going to put the house, right over there. That's where that spring and that is I was on about. So it's another good mile from here, 1.5. I'll get some timber to build a sleigh, and sit on the sleigh and put the chains on the sleigh, and drag the tractor that way. So you don't actually pull on the house at all. The house will be sitting on a platform with runners on it, and drag her off the ground that way. It'll take most of the day to get over there, because it'll be very slow travelling. We got one ditch. No, two ditches. We've got one ditch in the house paddock here, and we've got one ditch over the other side. But we might be able to go down and go through the actual head of the creek. There is a little pass at the head of the creek. And we might be able to go in there and go through there. If we can, well, that'll say going across the ditch. We drag it from there right up through. If anyone said to me about 5 years ago that I had my own farm, I wouldn't have believed them at all. When Goose Green Patch was put up for sale, I thought about it and talked to the wife about it, and we wasn't sure if it would be the right thing or the wrong thing to do. So we decided we'd sit back and wait. I never really got interested in going for a farm until Redcastle Charters were sold. And knowing a piece of ground and as well as I did, I knew it was worth going for then. Of course, once I went once, well, I decided I would try once more after that. But I don't think I'd have tried the third time, because it would have meant that I was getting old, and more likely my son would have maybe interested in something else by then. As if anything happened to me all of a sudden, whether Mark would have any trouble of being able to sign the papers again and take the farm over straight away, or whether FIDC would take it back and resell it. This is something we don't know. That's why I would prefer him to have the paper signed. He doesn't want to take over at all. It would make things a lot easier for me if he did take over the actual thing, because then I'd know that the farm was secured then for as long as he was around. As myself being 51, well, I hope to go for quite a few years yet, but that's one of the reasons why I want to see him sign the papers.
Oh yeah, not going yet.
Aye?
Not going yet.
Oh, I know. I might come to our main picnic.
What more was the same colour, eh?
He doesn't say where it's what.
What?
It's not black. No. I don't want to put it in. I want to put it in.